Welcome to From the Desk Week 2. It's our third episode, but this is our second week of From the Desk. Hey, I love adding little bits and segments here and there. I think next week we're going to do something with a petting zoo. Not what you're thinking, and it might get me banned in a few countries, but I digress. That's my catchphrase, by the way. I think that we're going to start putting out merch. It's just going to say, I digress, and then under it says Don, because I'm the king of digression. I don't know if I'm the king of digression, but I certainly am the king of using that phrase. I gotta think of something else. Drew Carey, I talk about Price is Right all the time. What does he always say? How about that? Like Bad Baby. Bad Baby. But seriously, Drew Carey always used to say on Price is Right, because I watched the two versions. On Paramount Plus, they got the new stuff, and on Pluto, they got the old stuff. And on the old stuff, I think that they probably reprimanded him, gave him a nice little shellacking, because he would always say, how about that? How about that? And that's how I feel about I digress. But I digress. Yep, there's the classic phrase. I found out that this From the Desk segment is kind of like what grinds my gears, more or less. I'm not proud of that, but if I have a platform, why not talk about some things that bug me? As usual, we're keeping it incredibly non-political. I think that's best. I think that's probably the most fun way to do this show. So a lot of people sometimes they just want to turn on something and not fucking worry about anything. Just laugh. Or boo. Or criticize. Or write in the comments, say, you're really not that funny. I haven't gotten that yet, but I'm counting on it. I'm waiting. One of you is going to say it. Who's it going to be? Who's going to get doxxed? Anyway, first, and that wasn't, now I'm getting into what grinds my gears. I mean, I was just rambling this first 3 minutes, and that wasn't even the stuff I wrote. So you can tell how angsty I really truly am. Let's get into my first thing that bugs me. SNL. Where do these pretentious a-holes come from? I used to be a huge fan of SNL. When I say used to, I'm not one of those people who says, oh yeah, I used to be good back with Will Ferrell and Adam Sandler or Mike Myers or, even back with Andy Samberg. I watched it, up until a year ago. I always watch it. I saw a new cast up to, the first or second season of Please Don't Destroy being on there. So that's pretty recent, I would say. Why does it piss me off? Because being a big SNL fan as I was, I used to watch a lot of behind the scenes shit. They would always be talking about how difficult it is. Oh, it's so difficult. We got to plan. We got to do this. We got to do that. Listen, having this show now for 3 episodes, writing material every single week, getting a band in here. It's a 2-man crew here. Matt does all the directing and live editing and all that shit. I do the writing, host, and a little bit of the, post-production. That's all of it. That's, it's a 2-man crew here. It's impressive. I'm just saying, these SNL people, I remember watching it and talking about, oh my gosh, it's the hardest thing in the world. Been around since the 70s. You got 10 directors, you got 50 editors, you got a whole cast, a whole writer's room. You get celebrities every single week. What are you bitching about? Can it? This show's fucking awesome. 2 people. Next. Not really what grinds my gears here. I'm just doing summer chores lately. Paint my deck. I painted the deck last week. Picking up dead animals around the yard. I think that there's a fox or a hawk just looming around. Because I'm finding animals just torn up, and I don't get it, decapitated, this or that. Not eaten. It's not for practical means. They're not oh yeah, let me have this meal. Something's just ripping it up, and they're small animals, so I gotta think it's gotta be a fox or a hawk or something. But the main point I really want to talk about working outside is that it's summer again, and I absolutely love wearing short shorts and nothing else. Walking around the yard, practically naked, giving the neighbors a good show. I'm sure they enjoy it. And feeling like Cliff Booth. That's the second time I've referenced Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in this series, in this show's, history. I think if you pay good enough attention, you can pretty much see and understand the very few relevant, pieces of media to me. I'm not a huge consumer, but what I do consume, I consume often. Next on the agenda, Michael Jordan's son, get this, beat a famous horse breeder in a game of basketball. And now, Michael Jordan's son will be facing one of the top 100 Overwatch players in the world in a game of basketball. But I wrote this a week ago. It's already over. What did I even write here? I mean, the series is over now. The whole bit's gone. But I don't know. Dallas did win. I wrote that Dallas was probably going to win and be in the finals, and that is true. All I really wanted to add to that was Mark Cuban, go fuck yourself. Just felt like saying that. I don't like Mark Cuban, the Cubes. I don't like him. And I don't have any jokes about the other series, Boston beating the Pacers and being in the finals as well, because I'm not a huge basketball fan. I knew a couple relevant pop culture meme kind of things. Anthony Edwards being Michael Jordan's son. The horse guy was Nikolai Jokic. And then the Overwatch players, Luka Doncic. I don't know. I already said his name earlier in the episode and I said it fine. Regardless, I don't have any jokes for the finals or for the Pacers-Boston series. I just have that, really niche one-off that analysis of the game, and then also the whole like Mark Cuban go fuck yourself aspect of the game. Whatever. That's really all the points I have. The from the desk, I don't like to make it too long-winded, so I'm gonna go into my second part here. It's a tradition. You already saw it last week. I'm gonna name off some more social media accounts that I love. Not the ones that I goon to. There's nothing pornographic here, or even booty graphic, but we are going to go through just some of the cool mofos. Last week I was, saying some that I like, some that I don't like. I pretty much like everybody here on this list. So no hate ever, really. I mean, you want to be good, you want to be bad. Either way, I support you. What you're doing is funny. I haven't seen it often, so without further ado, here's some absolute awesome whack jobs. First up, my boy Patrick Buffman. I gotta say, the reason I'm bringing him up, he and I share a real similar physique, so that was point number one. Just that we are very similar in our physiques. And number two, he's very relatable. We have a lot of the same ideas, so I don't really need to go into a whole spiel on that. Let's just check out some of his thoughts right here.
Fuck me cause they want my cutty. Baby, I'm smoking dope like a cake.
There you have it. I mean, practically identical physiques, very solid views and opinions. I tend to wholeheartedly agree with. Plus, he's in a feud right now. I don't know if he's talking about that. He said, I'm in a feud right now with this, with some manlet, retard, whatever. But I don't know if he's still on that. He said he was going to delete the video in like 2 days after he did that. So maybe, maybe not. Go check out his account. You'll see it for yourself, huh? Next up, Slappable Jerk. Too real. He's too real. He's fucking hilarious. Talking about SNL. He should be a cast member on SNL, because why? Because he's actually funny. Ha! That being said, he's funny, but he's also going to piss you off beyond your wildest imagination. Why? Because he reminds you of people that you know. Guaranteed. And he plays the parts way too well. But I think we can all look past that for his true talent. Let's go ahead, take a look at what I'm trying to express here by being a very slappable, hittable MFer.
Hey. Guess went home. I know you're probably still mad about the TV, but could really use some help down there cleaning up. Saw some jalapeno poppers on the floor and bits of broken TV. I know you're probably not in the mood to clean up right now, but honestly, I didn't really want to host alone and kind of disappeared down there. It's really awkward. Now, I didn't apologize to the guests. I mean, why would I? This is my house, and that was my TV, but I will apologize to you because that was half your TV, and I just want to put this past us. I mean, I don't really get you, honestly. I mean, you're getting mad, but aren't you the one that told me that men like me should show our emotions? And I mean, that's what I did. Okay, well, what can I do to get you past this? Okay, well, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry that the 49ers lost, even though it was not in my control. And
So yeah, a little too real, but also on point, spot on. Gotta love him. Get that man not on SNL, because that would probably kill his career. Get that man the Shane Gillis treatment. Next up, Steve Casino. Steve Casino, I like this guy. I followed him for a long time. He's nutty. Why is he nutty? Because he's what is that right here? The absolute coolest peanuts around. And that's not a play on words. I'm not talking about anything beyond actual peanuts. He loves peanuts, he loves toys, and what happens when you mix peanuts and toys together? I don't know, do you? I don't know, do you? Well, I'll show you. I'll show you in just a moment here. And I want to add this in. Not all of his projects contain peanuts, so all of you allergic mofos, rest easy. You can enjoy his work as well. Let's take a look. So yeah, that was pretty nutty. Wouldn't you agree? I think it was nutty. I did the play on word, or kind of. That was awfully nutty. Wouldn't you agree? Next up, baseball card Sleuth. That's not his actual name. I already did 18 takes of this because I tried to, do a whole baseball card Sleuth. I didn't look it up. It's just a placeholder, and all my comedy sucks. So I never really finish an idea on paper, which is true. But I did go back. I figured out. So I could tell you to your face right now, TA24 cards is his username. Hey, you don't need to love sports or baseball or anything at all. And maybe it's the kid in me that appreciates this account. Maybe it's the forensic analyst that loves this account. But let's take a look at his bread and butter, what he does, and what makes me really love him, and what I think will make you love him as well.
JT Realmuto is catching, but we have his 2024 card. Let's find it.
The camo print chest guard implies that this is either from Armed Forces Weekend or the 4th of July. Realmuto is wearing a Phillies home alternate uniform in the card, which means it can't be the 4th of July since they were on the road. The Phils wore this alternate home uniform on May 20th and May 21st, and a quick check confirms that that's exactly what Realmuto is wearing this weekend. He's picking up the ball, which appears to be in play, so my first guess is to look for a drop third strike, but the only play that happened that weekend looked like this.
Got him with a breaking ball. That is his 9th strikeout.
Clearly, he still has his mask on, so we need to find another way of figuring out what's going on. I still think Realmuto is throwing to first base, so if that's true, we can search the play-by-play for C-1B, catcher to first baseman, and see what we get. On May 20th, we see the play that we just watched, and on May 21st, we get this.
In the dirt, what a play by JT. They throw behind him, and he is safe.
I'll show you the moment like usual. It's right here. And in case you were wondering, the runner was originally called safe, but Philadelphia challenged it.
Alec Bohm, a perfect throw by JT. Just leads his glove right to his hand. Great tag, quick tag.
After review, the call's been overturned. The runner is out. Philadelphia retains this challenge.
So that's awesome. I think anybody could appreciate that. Doesn't matter what sports you're into. Doesn't matter if you even are. So it's a really wacky, cool talent. Rex Papi. Hey, the reactions are mixed, but I genuinely do believe that this gentleman is doing a favor for humanity. Let's take a look. So yeah, if he put his arm around me, suffice to say, I think I put my arm right back around him. Big fan of the guy, funny guy, love it. Next up, Vision of Luxury. Hey, many of you probably don't know this, but when I'm not doing business here or behind the desk filming, I do love to build, carpentry, finishing work. Really has absolutely nothing to do with this account, Vision of Luxury, but I just figured I'd kind of throw myself out there, just talk about how cool I am, working with my hands and wood, and I'm always sanding my own wood. What can I say? Big fan. Vision of Luxury, let's get back on track. Very awesome building concepts in the most wacky, stupid, crazy ways I've seen. What do I mean by this? Just watch, because I'm not going to try and explain any further.
David, after working hard for decades, he clung to a helicopter to return to his rural hometown, only to find it had been demolished for tunnel construction. With an already modest life now even more challenging, David had no choice but to settle in a cave. To start, he used cement slabs as the foundation. He installed thermal break windows and a titanium armor door. The walls were painted, making this cave cozy home. Several galvanized steel square tubes were used to create a frame. He used wood panels for partitions, which served as storage for off-season clothes covered with wood panels. Above, he added a set of thin cabinets to store small daily items. A soft mattress was laid down, and the walls were padded. At the foot of the bed, he installed a movable desk board for his computer. A wardrobe was built along one wall with storage for hanging frequently worn clothes. He embedded a concealed water tank and installed a wall-mounted toilet and a shower head. A base cabinet was made along the wall with a sink area and an induction cooker. An overhead shelf was installed near the bed. He placed a small table for enjoying tea. At the end, look at this stylish tiny bedroom.
So yeah, galvanized steel is my first point. My second point is, just like the baseball cards, you don't have to build to appreciate and enjoy that account. It's fun. It's a little too many last time accounts-wise, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and cap it off at 6. Last time we went 7, then I said, follow me at @TheDonMastro on Instagram as well. That's 8. That's 8. I guess technically I just added to these ones as well. Now we got 7 this week, but we're capping it at 6. We're all done. Hey, this has been From the Desk. I've been sitting here completely bottomless, no pants, no underwear. The whole time, Matt's very uncomfortable, but Eric the motel owner is coming up, so I do have to go put pants on. It was me telling you that we have the next guest coming up, but it's also me telling you that I gotta, go put pants on to get ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave. Thank you for watching From the Desk. Number 2, stay tuned for Eric the motel owner.